Hey everyone, I hope that you've had a great second week of Unit 1. Of course, this week remember that the assignments that are due are the What is History discussion, and also getting started with either Twitter or Hypothesis, or both, depending on your preference, to share a primary source and a secondary source, and also to comment on what the difference between primary and secondary sources is, and how you might apply historical thinking ideas and skills to one of the sources that you've shared with us. So you'll use either Twitter or Hypothesis to do that. And all of that is explained in the learning module. Also, I wanted to remind you that there are video tutorials for both Twitter and Hypothesis in Blackboard in the Reading Annotations tab under the Course Content section of the menu. So please take advantage of those if you haven't, and please let me know what questions you have. I'm willing and happy to help out with any questions you have, but be as specific as you possibly can so that I can best help you to understand kind of where you're at in the process of getting started with either Twitter or Hypothesis, and then we can go from there. So do remember all of those things are due this Sunday by 11:59 or midnight. The last thing I wanted to mention is that I've noticed many of us are on Hypothesis and have joined the class group. That's awesome. Way to go with that. There also have been a few people who have already gotten started on the annotations. The thing I wanted to mention is that for some reason Hypothesis in the group, in our class group, it only shows your username. It doesn't show the display name. So for example, mine's bmorgan19. That's my username. I did set my display name to be Brandon Morgan, but that doesn't seem to show up anywhere. So if you have a username that is quite different from your actual name, or if your last name is different than what is listed in the class roster, for example, please let me know via email what your Hypothesis username is, so that I'll be sure to give you credit for the work you've done there. Some usernames are pretty obvious. If that's the case, don't worry about it. If it's like your first initial, your last name, that's fine. I'll figure that out. It's just that there are some that are not quite so obvious in that way, and I do want to make sure that everybody gets credit for their work. So please just double check that to make sure that I'll be able to tell who you are on Hypothesis via your username. All right, so I think that's everything I wanted to mention. I hope you have a great Friday and a great weekend, and I'll talk to you soon.